Hello and welcome back to the When You're podcast, the podcast for when you're doing anything. Today we're talking about when you're graduating. Now, it is officially graduation season, meaning everybody who's anybody is graduating right now, and this is the time. So, I just kind of wanted to reflect on graduation times and people who are graduating. A huge congratulations to you. Such a big moment and so proud to accomplish something or, have like this thing sort of happen for you and because of you. You know what I mean? So the first one is obvious, right? Graduating high school. Now, I get some people, there are a lot of things you can graduate from. And usually it's a lot more important. You can, I don't want to say it's an official graduation, but it's like when you become a citizen or, you get your green card or something like that's monumental. That's something very great, and you can, I think there are special classes so you can become a citizen. I don't remember what it is. For the life of me, I can't really remember what it's called, but you just get citizenship. And there's like a big party and a big thing, so it becomes really that's something worth celebrating. That's like a graduation, in my opinion. But I want to talk about graduating high school. So you finally did it, you kids, you high school kiddos. You made it 4 years through high school, and it was tough. I mean, you probably made it through. I mean, you made it through the pandemic. You were there when it was pressing times. And now you're graduating high school. You can say goodbye to the same old stuff. You could say goodbye to, you can say goodbye to the same old school you used to go to. You don't have to walk the halls anymore. Like, for me, school was kind of like, there were different buildings, but you would walk outside. Other people, you're like in an actual, just one big building, which is really, that's the way to do it, but I get it. It's pretty crowded. There's a lot of people in the way. It becomes a whole big deal because sometimes you have to go to your locker and then you have to walk away. But for me, that always was that was always the high school way. Like, the whole school is just in one big building. There's a hallway and you're having to walk through and pass by everybody. And like people are opening their lockers, closing it. Like that's just what it was to me, and maybe you had like a bit of a courtyard area or like a big field for PE and stuff. But other than that, or maybe like an outdoor lunch area, I guess. I don't know. There are so many different schools out there, but I'm just saying, you got to say goodbye to that, to your school now. You gotta leave it behind. You gotta say, take care, never gonna see you again, and be happy with that. You did it. You paid your dues. You made it to the top. You're graduating. No matter the circumstances, maybe you failed that one class, that one semester, 1 year, but then you redid it again in summer school, or maybe you didn't really care about school and you just barely managed to get like a C, a C minus or a C plus. You just barely pushed it, and now you're making it through. Proud of you. Proud of you. There's also, you're going to say goodbye to a lot of crazy teachers or teachers that didn't really help you out. You know how everybody's always talking about how this teacher told me that I was never going to be anything. If that's you right here, right now, graduating high school, I feel for you. You know what I mean? You're finally making it out of there. You're celebrating overcoming them. You know what I'm saying? You're going to march on forward in your life, and you're going to be some big billionaire, and then you're going to talk about that story, and I'm going to not believe you. You know what I mean? It happens. It does happen. Plus, there are also those other teachers that are just weird. Like, you would think if you're a teacher and you really care about your students and about your class, that you would engage with them. You would kind of put it all together yourself, but oftentimes, man, it's it's not like that. Some of them are pretty indifferent. They just, they keep you at arm's length, tell you what to do, and that's it. There's no further instruction from there. There's no guidance. There's no real lesson. Because a majority of them are just trying to follow, what works. Trying to follow a curriculum that statistically will give the school a good look. High test scores and get students to increase their GPA. And when they do, it's like, you have to come to our school because we're really smart and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. But you don't have to deal with that anymore. You're leaving those crazy teachers behind. You're leaving the crazy faculty that you were raised in, growing up in, that you had no choice but to be there. And now you're making it through. And I gotta say, this graduation, there's a lot there's a lot coming off of this. This is great. And let's not forget what, after this graduation, let's not forget the summer that you have ahead of you. The summer you have ahead of you is going to be so amazing. It's going to be so lit. I mean, you have to understand, okay? You've been working nonstop all this semester just so that you could pass high school. So that way you could then either, you could choose either path that you want. But that doesn't matter, right? Because other summers before that, you always knew, like, I'm going back to high school. I'm going back to high school. I'm going back to, you know what I mean? Like, all those summers leading up, you were like, I'm going into high school. And then you come back again and you say, actually, I'm going to high school again the next, after summer. But now you're free. It's, the whole world has just opened up. It's no more obligations to this high school thing, unless maybe you become a teacher and, you want to be a high school teacher, but that's down the line, right? And you have to go to school for that. You have to be an educator. You have to be a teacher. What I'm trying to say is that this summer, your eyes are finally open. And it's not, there's no plan ahead, unless obviously you do have a plan. But I'm just saying in general, and the overall feel of it is, you can really do anything. You could go crazy this summer and nobody will care. You have absolute freedom. There's no going back to an institution, guaranteed. If you decide, that's your choice. Fine, whatever. But this summer, you're finally able to do what you want. You're free. Guaranteed freedom. There's no more of what used to be. Now it's new and exciting and full of opportunity. You know what I mean? And I'm excited for you. I really am. And then, you know what? Let's say you do choose college. It's a different school. It's a different college. You know what I mean? It's so much, it has so much to offer you that you're not even ready for, and other trials and tribulations that you're going to have to go through. And maybe you decide to go to one college for a few years, but then guess what? Because you're so smart and because you're such a genius, you save money, you work a job, and then you go to another college. You get your degree, and you're swimming. You're absolutely swimming in money and in dough, and then that way you can live comfortably getting your degree, and then you can make the big bucks moving forward. Like, that's what's important. That's what's important here. And that's why, you could also choose to not do that and just get a job doing something that you love, I hope, or something that's going to put you in the right step forward. You might get an internship. You might start your own business. You might get an associate's degree. There's so many possibilities for you. And moving forward, you have nothing but opportunity. You have nothing but time to try. If you fail, fine. You're free to start over. You can do it. It's not impossible. But right now, you have to just enjoy the ability to try. And by doing that, I think that you're going to find that you're going to like failure. You're going to accept failure a lot quicker, and you're going to be able to overcome a lot of harsh moments or things that can happen moving on down the line. But enough about that. I want to talk to my college students. Where you at? College graduates. Oh man, this is the big one that everybody kept talking about. This is the thing that everybody kind of like kept pushing on you since you were in elementary school, in kindergarten, really. The first time you hear about college, they're like, that's the one you graduate from. That's the big bucks. That's the one that everybody who's a millionaire or anybody who's graduated, they make a lot of money, blah, 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 right? This is the moment. This is what everybody's been waiting for. And it's your first time, all right? Anybody who's graduated college with multiple degrees, I mean, it's exciting. You definitely put the work in, but it's kind of not the same as your first time graduating. Because you can graduate multiple times from college, in different places and different schools. You can graduate from community college. You can get your associate's degree. You can get your master's, PhD. But I'm talking about like just the beginning, that first degree, that first feeling of having that accomplishment. And I'm talking about primarily the bachelor's, the one that nobody really cares about. But I'm just trying to say that graduating, this is the moment, dude. This is it. And I hope you feel it. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you have that sense of, I accomplished something, or at least you can say that. If nothing else, you can say, I did this. I was able to achieve this. I was able to increase my knowledge. I was able to overcome certain obstacles, and those obstacles being submitting assignments or learning new curriculum and trying to memorize everything and then trying to type a 10-page paper, a 20-page paper, however many pages of a paper you have to make and type together and put into a whole thing and then submit it in before 11:59 p.m. That's what I'm talking about. You overcame it, and I'm proud of you. And you know what? After the bachelor's, you could obviously get your master's, you can get your PhD, you could do whatever you want. You can really ascend to a higher level of education. You can get to that next step, and that's what's important. It's also, again, the world is also open to you. Now that you've gotten it, you can decide to get a higher education next, or not. Now that you have it, you have to figure out, is college worth it anymore? Is it worth it to go through to get a master's degree? And some people will say, absolutely. If I get the master's, it'll offer me all sorts of opportunities. Other people, they decide it's not really for me. I don't, it doesn't really fit where I want to go in life. And I want to just try my luck out there. And if it doesn't work, I can always try college again later on. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people do it. And this is your time. This is your opportunity to take this degree and go find work or go find something that fits in your field. You can do it, and it's possible. And I couldn't be more proud or more excited for you, for all of the graduates out there, that you made it, And now it's getting a little scary, because now you got to find your right field. Find what it is exactly that you're passionate about. Find exactly what it is that you want to be a part of. And it's going to take some time. But if you already have it all set up, if you already have it thought out and planned, I'm happy for you. And good luck. And this is college is just, you finally got a taste of the education system at its finest. This is it. This is education at its purest, at the top level of what it's supposed to be. Did they give you student loan debt? Absolutely. Did it cost a lot of money and you're probably going to be working off of it the rest of your life? Maybe, possibly, yes, you are. But you got the experience. You got to see what it was like, being a part of the school getting to walk around and stuff and to enjoy it for a little bit, like, that's a big deal. And that's very important. And that's a lot of fun. And I couldn't be more excited and more proud right now. And I haven't even seen you, dude. But I know that you're wearing that cap and gown with pride. And this is, again, this is what it is. This is education this is the pinnacle of the education system. So, and it's something that some people try, some people don't, some people drop out, some people get the experience and leave. But you stuck it all the way through and you graduated, and that's important. And I don't want to say I'm proud of you again, but I am. But I do want to say that sticking it through and following through the commitment, and even for those that tried it and maybe it wasn't for them, because I knew a few people like that. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, if it's not for you, or if you have other things on your mind or other things that you want to do, that's fine. That's okay. But the graduates right here, the sacrifices you've made, the hours, the days, the time you spent pushing it in to just get it submitted, to just complete that assignment, to do that project, to take that test every single day. That's what's important. And you did it. You were able to do it at the highest level, at whatever they were teaching you, you know? You were able to do it. And that's amazing. And you know what? Now you can go on to your next graduation. Now you can graduate again, and this time you can feel maybe even more proud, you know, because yes, you made it past the first step maybe, but if you want to go even higher and graduate again and again and again and again and again and get all kinds of different degrees, and it feels just like you're accomplishing so much, or it feels like you're finally getting a lot of skills that'll help you out in the future, that's awesome. But there's nothing like your first time. Nothing like that first step towards greatness. Nothing like that first step towards becoming the best version of yourself. And that's what I feel this first graduation is for you. For those of you that are graduating from high school to college right now, it's all happening for you and happening right here, right now. And so you've been in this what? I mean, it really all depends. You know, sometimes graduating takes you a little longer. It takes you a little shorter, right? It all depends on how you use your time. But for you, for average, I guess, 8 years you've been working towards this goal. And now you get to figure it out. And the future is what's exciting. Tomorrow is exciting. And choosing the next thing, there's so many endless possibilities. And because of that, like, you have to think about it, right? You have to think about all of the millionaires, all of the billionaires in the world. And there's still more money out there. Like, can you believe that? So you are a part of it. You're a part of the world now. You're a part of it all. And after this graduation, now that you're graduating, now that you've get celebrated for your achievements, it feels like you could just burst into confetti. You could just burst into sunshine. You know, you get to glow. Today's your day, and it's very amazing. And that feeling, you can only get through it once, you know. High school, you went through it there. You know, that's one of the first ones. But college, that one just feels a little bit different. That one just feels like I just did it all again, and now we get to figure out what's next. So choosing the next thing is really powerful. And deciding for yourself, even with no plan, you got to figure out what you know what your interests are. You know what you like. You know what you don't like. You know what you could go into, you know. You know what you can realistically do. And if you don't know that, now you get to try. That's the great thing about this life. That's the great thing about choosing to put yourself in a position to become better, to become new. And I always remember this quote. It's just like, change is hard, or change is scary, but so is staying the same. You never want to stay the same. You always want to be different. You always want to be better. And I believe that you can be. And so now, now go graduate. You did it. Go graduate. Enjoy the ceremony. Be with your family, with your friends. Have a good time. And then after graduation, after you get that diploma, after you wear your cap and gown, after you go out there, anything can happen. I mean, it's really going to be a great time. You're going to get lit. You're going to have fun. You're going to have the next summer to just enjoy yourself, go to the beach, hang out with your friends, be with your family, maybe go on a trip, do this, do that, right? The world is at your fingertips. You have so much potential right now. You have the most potential right now. You're going to be entering the workforce. You're going to be entering the next step of the world. You know, we're going to make this world great. We're going to make it better, hopefully. I believe that we will. Because everybody wants to talk bad about our generation or want to talk about how we're messing things up, but it's not true, and we have to prove it, and I think we can. I realistically think that we can, because we've grown up through so much, and so much has changed in our lifetime, and a lot of other people's lifetime, and they're in charge now. What's going to happen with us? How are we going to change? How are we going to make everything different? And I believe we're going to make it different for the better. But, you know, besides that, you know, you could maybe go out there and get some breakfast, huh? You can go out there, get a nice... You could throw yourself a big party. A lot of people do that. A lot of people have like host parties, and then they invite like all the other graduates or their friends and whatnot. They have like a big family cake and stuff like that. You know, it's just a big party. Throw it for yourself. Enjoy the moment. You deserve it, and it's a big deal. You could choose. You know, you could choose. Because, like, a lot of them happen early in the morning, and then some of them happen in the afternoon. So, I know for me, the morning is probably the best one, because then you have the rest of the day to enjoy the graduation. Whereas, if you have it midday, in the afternoon, late in the afternoon, then you have to go through the ceremony, then you have to go to dinner when regular people are already going out to dinner. You know, it becomes a whole mess, and you don't want that. So... bottom line is, after graduation, have fun, explore, and throw a big party, be surrounded by people that you love, and congratulations, you just graduated. I'll see you guys all next time. Thank you.